is an archaic and pejorative term for an unscrupulous man or a household servant. Knaves will pave the way for great injustices, and no one is safe, they are the devil's slaves. You can't believe a knave, and that is the trouble with knaves. You can't believe a knave.
Olive, vegetable, rapeseed, almond, coconut, lavender, palm, crude, baby, massage, essential, CBD. I just don't want to. Thank you for the invite to your social soiree. I read through the specifics and have nothing to say. For the entrees sound delicious and desserts they look just fine. I'm anxious and introverted but would feel rude to decline. I'll make non-committal noises regarding your social soiree. It's not the most convenient time nor the most convenient day, and if you mention it once more to me I'll run away down the street. I don't want to go to your bloody thing but was trying to be discreet. You know, the thing is, the next day we've got to go to our parents. I just got to get up so early,
you know, 3.
So I don't really want to.
Tricky age, isn't it?
I don't really want to go and then have to leave early because we would, so it would just be easy to not go. You know?
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah.
Can't make any promises.
Well, look, next time. We'll go next time. It's not a big deal.
I sincerely hope
you're making it a big deal, and that is exactly what I wanted to avoid. That's why I wrote a song instead of actually replying to any of your emails. It's just easier. Yeah.
I must have, fallen on a bullet, and it, drove itself into my gut.
Hey, don't worry. You don't have to make up stories here. Save that for court. Save that for court.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers. Bart may be seriously hurt. Could we possibly go ahead of you?
No. I really would rather get this taken care of. No. I really would rather no.
Excuse me, little lady. The wheelbarrow line is over there. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers.
Excuse me, little lady.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers.
Excuse me, little lady.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers.
Excuse me, little lady.
Excuse me, Mr. Smithers.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers. Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
Where do all the bad colours go when they break the law? They get sent to prison.
Can we be assured that we won't be thrown out of the meeting like we were last time?
As long as we have reasonable behaviour from everyone, no one would be excluded from the meeting.
I was thrown out of the meeting. So was
Right.
Mrs. Weaver, please. Please let the gentleman.
If you disrupt this meeting, I will have to remove you from it.
You can't. Mrs. Weaver, please. You can't. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority. No authority. No authority. You have no authority. No authority. No authority at all.
You just kicked him out. Don't. This is a meeting called by two councillors.
Illegally. Read the standing orders. I take charge.
This is a meeting.
Read them and understand them. I take charge. Legally. I take charge. I take.
Where's the chairman? Where's the chairman gone?
Councillor Burkle, we've been through this.
What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority. No authority at all. No authority. You have no authority. No authority. No authority at all.
Can I propose John Smith, please?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Live! Oh, my unborn children!
What I'm trying to get I'll wait till you're done tittering, that's fine. Ruiner of things!
Bendrick's Diet Coke, take 3.
Right, good.
Damn you, Spielberg!
Magical toilets flying through the sky.
I learned about cactus.
Without finding yourself hilarious.
Oh, that's hard for me.
Sim.
Shyamalan!
Would you like a lemon? Lemon! Lemon! Would you like a lemon?
Hammers!
Take poo!
Oh, sorry, I meant two.
And then I'd love you till I make you pop.
Dun dun dun. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I'm in a tree. Ow! We're in love. Jeffrey Chaucer!
There's a cactus in my hair!
I need to not lose my shit. And sploosh. Right as it zooms into Ben's face 4 years ago. Oh, Ben was doing a bit. Ben does bits, but doesn't tell me when he's going to do a bit, so I talk over his bit. Now he's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't frozen, I just stopped moving, look.
Oh yeah, no, there you are. I see you. How's it going?
See, it's...
How's it going, chat? Oh good, water hype. I feel nice and moist. Ben is a bit quiet. Let's boost Ben.
I can turn my volumes up.
I mean, I've just turned
Hello!
Okay, I think that's fine.
I mean, I was shouting also.
Yeah, Ben lost his hair. It was tragic.
I did. I don't know what happened.
Do you not? Were you not there?
No.
Did it happen without you?
I woke up and it wasn't there. I think it's some sort of
It's the barbers, isn't it? It's the barbers who haven't been able to get any work in lockdown, so they're just turning up and doing gratis haircuts without people knowing.
Coming in, stealing the hair.
Selling the hair back to you just so they can cut it off again. I see you, barbers.
It's like the soap in Fight Club.
It's exactly like the soap in Fight Club. A reference that I remember. What was the soap in Fight Club bit? I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times.
They go to they steal fat from the liposuction clinic to render and turn into soap to sell back to the rich people.
Is that Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Fight Club. It's
Yes.
not the Did the Simpsons do that first then? The stealing the fat from the bacon grease. Who did it first?
Fight Club came out in the 90s. I can't remember if that happens in the book.
The Simpsons book.
No, the Fight Club book. The book that Fight
right.
Club is based on.
See, a fact about Fight Club that I knew. That it was based on a book.
That it was based on a book.
I can't read.
Fight.
Cannot read. Thank you so much for the follows, Crawfordism, and... Turn it on again. Had to look over there to check the name. Hi.
Crawfordism. Hi, Jamie. I know who that is.
Oh, God. Don't give away their identity.
So when in The Simpsons did they apparently the Simpsons Fight Club reference? How am I meant to find that out?
Well, it's the episode where they steal the bacon grease from the school, or was it from Krusty Burger, to then sell to the fat recyclers? I don't know.
I wonder if that's a bit of a reach.
Could be. Quite possibly. This is not what the people signed up for, by the way, Ben. This is not as advertised so far.
Oh,
this is not the show that's promised.
Hour. We don't do shit that makes sense for the first hour, do we?
That's true. I mean, okay, so we've had a couple followers like in the last 15 minutes. So let's just spell it out. So this is a live podcast recording. We are not yet recording the podcast, but we are live. So the usual thing is that we just kind of talk for maybe 40 minutes ish, and then we'll get into the actual content of the podcast. And this episode is about the worst technology. So I have some stories of all sorts of dumb stuff, and Ben has some stories of all sorts of dumb stuff.
I too have spent time doing things.
That's the conversation hat promise.
when comparing them to what Liam says that he's done, I don't know if I did this right. But hey,
thing is, we have meetings where we come up with
technology's inclusive.
We have meetings where we come up with the live stream topics, so it's completely hilarious to me that you've managed to fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, but like I think that it continues technology. The theme was bad technology, gone bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you'll have to see what I've prepared for you
in 40 minutes' time. So this is filler. The first draft of that Michael Jackson song. It's the filler. We need 30 minutes to make an album, so this song will be 10 minutes long.
Is that why they did it?
No. It's why Stairway to Heaven is the length that it is. Because they didn't have enough time to make it an album, so they, whichever it was, Zeppelin 4? Can't remember. They didn't have you literally need 30 minutes for something to technically be an album. This is like old school music business stuff. It doesn't really apply anymore. So, like, that's why they wrote a song that was 7 minutes long in Stairway to Heaven, so that they could have an actual full-length album. Because they wouldn't release it otherwise.
Does this explain the Tenacious D song that has, like, 2 minutes of silence after the song has finished, and then just Jack Black saying something at the end? Yeah,
quite possibly. Because on the face of it, it's just like, it's a lol, JK random funny joke from the early 2000s. But actually, no, they probably needed that to fill time.
Also, we need to make this. Gotta make it last.
Yeah, you gotta stretch it out, yo.
This is a lovely time to announce mine and Liam's upcoming album, 29 Minutes of Silence, followed by 60 seconds of screaming.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because I've been working on site at the place I work, but doing a job that isn't my job, so I've been having a real bad time recently, and I've been listening to a bunch of music business books on Audible, and there's some really fun ideas that have sort of come up through listening to that and kind of applying this contemporary music business logic to podcasting. And we I don't think this is a secret, is it, that we've been trying to... 2020 was going to be the year that we started doing live podcasts. That was the plan, wasn't it? It was a good plan.
A huge amount planned for 2020.
My God.
Before everything closed.
Yeah. So, and the idea was that we would do shows outside of Cambridge, 2021. So, thanks, COVID. I've sort of been trying to get back into that headspace of 2 years ago we were planning to do live stuff, so actually we can sort of start to look at doing that again this year, everything crossed. And something that I'd really like to do is sell some kind of physical album of some kind, and we're gonna work out what that is at some point, but like something that you can physically take away and listen to that isn't stuff that you would get on the podcast or the live stream. Like, you have to go to a show and you have to buy the disc in person to get whatever this is going to be. I know, haven't worked out what it is yet, so it could be garbage. And the particular book I was listening to, top quality.
Chance it'll be garbage.
Yeah, but like quality, personable garbage. That's what we do for terrible people.
There is something to be said about a physical copy of something.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Because the PlayStation 5 is apparently available. No shops have it, but there's the digital version and then there's the not digital version.
Yeah.
To go out, I like to go out and look at the games and buy the games and the pre-owned things. You get the little ritual of getting it and putting the disc in and then going, I have to wait 4 hours to actually install this shit.
Yeah. I was exactly the same. Like, I discovered bands through going into FOP or HMV or whatever and like finding, okay, these are the bands I know I like. Who's this next to them that I've never heard of? Got into Wasp briefly. That was terrible.
You managed to do... Your music taste was based on just how
Yeah,
the
geography.
alphabetical system
Yeah.
of HMV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically. Well, what did you do? Yeah, so there is something to like the physicality of stuff, and I usually, because obviously bands are kind of discoverable more through YouTube and Spotify and stuff. If I really like a band, I will go and see them in person and buy merch there and buy CDs there, because yeah, it's more expensive, but guess what? All of that money goes to the band. That's why they're slightly more expensive when you go in person, because the band actually pockets that. So I don't mind doing that because I actually enjoy the band. And that's why I have a load of Wolfpack merch, because I like Wolfpack and I found them on YouTube. Where the fuck was I going with that story? Right, so the conversation at live shows.
Commercialization of the Conversation Hat podcast. That's
Yeah,
what we were talking about.
Buy stuff. Would you fucking buy stuff? We've got t-shirts that say I like bed because Ben said that once, so go buy them.
I forgot about I like bed.
I like bed. And it's really good.
I do like bed.
I've scheduled a load of tweets to go out in the future that just say, if you like Ben, then you'll like bed t-shirts. It's a good plug. I'm really good at marketing. So when we get to the live shows, this particular book I was listening to was saying that actually sometimes people legitimately don't have money, or they walked in and they saw the last half of your set and like they don't really know if they like you. So what it's worth doing is having a little box of CDs under the desk that is like demos or stuff that's previously released or whatever, just stuff that you don't mind giving away, like at all. So I think it'd be really funny to do an actual album, a proper album, and then if someone legitimately doesn't have any money on them or doesn't do the PayPal thing, whatever, say, well, we do have this CD that you can just have. It's called 20 Minutes of Screaming, and you might like it. But guess what's on that CD? just straight up.
19.5 minutes of screaming.
Yeah. 19.5 minutes of screaming. Go fuck yourself.
It was free.
Who doesn't have
expect the whole thing for free?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to listen to that, and then that last 30 seconds, that's where it all really turns around. But you got to pay for that.
Exactly.
You got it.
Raya apparently very interested in the mayo t-shirts. What, as in the time that Ben ate too much mayo? Yeah, we should do mayo t-shirts. I'm going to write that down. We should do mayo t-shirts. I think we might have to get real gross with it, but
yeah,
mayo.
okay.
I need to kick Sai to actually do. We want to do a proper version of that song because it's real good, but it is kind of Sai's singing on it, and Sai wrote most of it, so we do need to like let Sai have ownership of that song.
Sai can have his mayo song as long as we get t-shirt rights.
Yeah, 100%. Ben, what you been up to, buddy? Heard any good audiobooks? Want to put any screaming on a CD?
I did get audio, and I bought Darren Brown's Train Your Mind.
Oh yeah. That's the one where you think about trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's been distracted for 40 minutes.
19.5 minutes of that, followed by a woo woo.
Nice.
On loop.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's sort of probably bored. I haven't started it.
Okay, so you don't know what's on it at all?
Well, I saw the advert for it.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's how to train your brain.
Yeah, like a dragon.
Darren Brown's Brain Boot Camp or something like that.
Gotcha.
And I've read a couple of his actual books. Not talky books, but ready books.
The iBooks rather than the earbooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, iBook sounds more technical.
Yeah, it does.
Than
but it's not.
ebook. Anyway,
He
Yeah,
books
I've read a
something
few of
else.
his- Yeah, I've read and reread a few of his books.
Yeah.
And when it was nice and sunny, I would sit in the garden and read. But it's not nice and sunny. It's windy and bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Which has led me to sit inside, and
Not really.
I found it more difficult to.
Oh. We've lost him. He's dead. He's completely dead. Oh no, he's back now. Sorry,
I'm
buddy.
not dead.
We lost you for a second there.
I'm here.
We thought you dead. We'd mourned. We were over it. We had properly mourned, but we were over it.
That's right. I just realised I had stuff running in the background of my laptop that I should not have had running there.
You anus. Sorry, you were telling us about how you can't read.
Yeah, so I decided to get an audiobook instead.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
But now I need to find a time when I can just sit in silence. But not silence, because the audiobook will be on. But, you know, just sort of sitting there and trying to focus my mind on Darren's dulcet tones.
I mean, I use audiobooks and podcasts for when I'm doing other things, and I can't stand there to be silence. I need stuff going on in the background. But I can't always listen to music because I find that too distracting. Because I'm a music person.
I kind of have the opposite.
Yeah.
I like to have things on whilst I'm doing things.
Yeah.
But it depends on the things that I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If I'm writing or data entry or scheduling things, if I have to actually type out words, I can't listen to podcasts because then I'll type out the words that are being spoken in the podcast. And I listen to a lot of Last Podcast on the left, so it would be real fucked up.
I did. I used to listen to our old episodes of our show.
Oh yeah.
But that was sort of for work.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
More than, I would play the Attack on Titan game, mainly because I just needed resources and money to get the last trophy, so I can get my platinum achievement.
Sure.
So that was almost like the other way round. I was looking at something that I wasn't focusing 100% on because then I could listen to something else.
Gotcha.
Whereas if I was trying to... I couldn't read a book and listen to a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
I could have the radio on, but what I have found recently is if I do that, I say recently, I've not read for a while, but when I did and when I will, I can listen to the radio quietly.
Okay.
But if a song that I like comes on, I have to put the book down.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Because I'll be like, this is on now. I need to listen to it now.
Yeah. That's interesting. Brains are silly, aren't they?
They are silly things.
I think especially because as a generation, we've sort of trained ourselves to do the whole multi-screen thing. Basically, yeah, as some guy named Sai says, so basically Ben's brain can't multitask. I mean, you can, but that's not dissimilar to what I said. Like, if I'm listening to a podcast, I then can't be typing anything because I'll type out the podcast. But I've found weirdly that if I'm... Because I'm multi-screen all the time, like, I can't just watch TV. I've got to also have Pixel Dungeon or be on Twitter or something. So now if I'm watching... the last couple of weeks, like, I've been watching Questing Time, Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Our last guest, Matt Heighton, is on Questing Time. Pluggity plug. If I'm watching Questing Time, I'll have it on that window. But I can't just watch it, so I'll also be playing Minecraft. And that's quite a nice Wednesday evening routine now.
You know, I like that. But I found that I with the multi-screen thing, I have grown to hate my phone.
Okay, that's good.
Because I'll be watching something on TV that I want to sit and watch.
Yeah.
That's why it's on. So I will put my phone down, screen down, That's just how I set my phone now. Screen
Nice.
down so
Yeah,
I don't
smart.
have
Yeah.
any notifications. But then I'll sort of find myself, without really noticing, I'll be watching the TV, and then for 5 minutes I will have been doing that.
Yeah.
And go, wait, no.
When did that happen?
When did I pick up my phone?
Yeah.
What's happening on TV? And then you have to rewind a couple of minutes.
You don't even know that you've been distracted.
You don't even realize. I hate that thing.
Yeah, it's bad
at the
isn't
moment.
Almighty Colossus in the chat is absolutely right. Multitasking only works if you give all tasks less priority because one of the tasks will suffer. I try to make myself only multitask if it's stuff that doesn't really matter, like doing the washing up or housework. Not that housework doesn't matter, but it's stuff that like you can just do on autopilot. You don't need to consciously think about it. I'm trying to think less about some of my certain aspects of my creative practice as well. So like if I'm not being paid very well for a music job or an editing job, I'll just do it whilst multitasking because actually it's not worth committing my entire brain to it because you're only giving me like £8 an hour. Fuck you. Like, you know, but yeah, you're absolutely right. If it's stuff you care about, you should give it all of your attention. But I also think I might have ADD. Me and Laura keep like getting diagnosed over TikTok, which is not healthy. But there's little things will pop up like, hey, do you find yourself constantly walking into things? You might have ADD. I'm like, what the fuck?
Or
you just
cataracts.
Or cataracts, or your partner keeps moving shit and not telling you, like...
Maybe you're an extreme hoarder.
Yeah. Maybe you're a whore.
Need more information than just, I'm bumping into things.
But, like, I think every time one of those comes up, it's like, yeah, no, I do that. Oh, great. What, I'm French now. Thanks. That's all I need. Zut talent.
What is Jutalon?
Jutalon?
Jutalon. Jutalon is orange juice.
No, Zutalon. I don't know what it is, but I think it's the equivalent of Sacre Bleu. It doesn't mean anything, but it just means bloody hell. Like, bloody hell doesn't actually mean anything. It's just an exclamation.
Something blue. Kill the blue.
Sacred blue. Sacre Bleu. Doesn't actually mean anything, though.
Well, maybe not to you.
French. I saw a film that was really French. And this is a true fact that happened.
Okay.
Some guy named Sly. Zutalor. Oh, Zutalor. Just means damn. Yeah, thought it did. So there's an add-on to Amazon Prime that Laura got because it was her birthday. Happy birthday, Laura.
Happy birthday, Laura.
And she wanted to watch Dragula, which is like RuPaul's Drag Race, except with no budget and it's all horror-themed. But way more creative and interesting than RuPaul's Drag Race, basically. And with less fracking. There's something to Google. RuPaul fracking. Oh, yeah, RuPaul funds fracking, so, like, fuck them. Anyway, what was I saying? There was on... So it's called Shudder, and it's basically DLC for Amazon Prime. And it's got loads of horror stuff, and one of the things they had is a mini-series called Blood Machines. Blood Machines is 3 20-minute films that are basically one story. So rather than... I guess because if you did it as one thing, it would without all the credits, it would be less than an hour. So they figured, let's do it 3 20-minute things, 5 minutes of which is credits.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. It's basically about spaceships have souls. That's basically it. It's got like a really crazy sort of vaporwave kind of aesthetic. Really vivid color schemes. There's some VFX in it that are wild. So like there's a gun that one of these guys uses that looks like, you know, generic sci-fi gun, but rather than going pew, you go pew, and the green light streak from the gun just stays on screen. It's just there. There's just like a line of green on the screen.
Oh, I
it's just
see.
there. It's really rad. But like, something about it, just for a joke, I went, this feels way French. Just because of like the amount of nudity that was in it, the fact that it was just slightly weird and it was kind of vapor wavy. I just felt like this feels French, and I was right. It's way French. So that's Blood Machines, a French film.
I really hope that is how it was presented. That's the full title.
Yeah.
Halfway through the second thing, you were just going, I wonder if this is French.
Yep. And then Blood Machines, a French film.
A French film.
Surtout a French film.
Chut là. Ouh là là. Petit pois. Saucisson.
Saucisson.
Monsieur la piscine.
Is anyone freaking out / has anyone noticed that my camera is flipped?
I've not.
Ben hasn't, because Ben's looking at a different camera. Ben's looking at this camera.
That one.
The audience is looking at that camera. It's different.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah, I flipped.
What about this one?
That's the government camera.
Oh.
Making sure you're taking your meds.
Hi, Rasputin.
Hi, Rasputin. No, I didn't say which government, did I?
No.
Yeah, I flipped my camera just because that otherwise I'd be facing away from Ben, and that felt rude.
Oh, I see.
So I've reversed it for this one, so it looks more like we're having a conversation, and yeah, it just makes more sense. And then for my music streams, I've moved my camera to the other end of the screen, because otherwise it was like literally had Cubase on the screen, and I was just talking into a wall the whole time. I realized that feels really weird. Fun fact, fun little peek behind the screen there. Sorry, you were going to say something really interesting.
Well, sort of. It's music, but it's music which is rare for me.
Oh, God.
Have you heard the cover of Boney M's Rah Rah Rasputin?
I've heard, I've heard quite a few versions. Which one
Have
do you
you
mean?
heard the latest one that is on the radio?
Oh, the remix that's doing the rounds. Yeah, I have.
Yes. What were your views on it?
It's fine. What do you have an extreme stance?
Well, I was, as soon as the person on the radio, I listened to Heart Radio.
Rock and roll.
Damn straight. They were like presenting it, going, "Oh, it's Boney M, Rah Rah Rasputin. It was originally done this, but this is a cover. This is a remix."
Yep.
And my brain just went, it's gonna be some shitty drum and bass, but bad, with people going, yeah, yes, beauty. It's gonna be all of the things that I hate of cover songs put into a song that's fun and good, that we used to dance to at the club in Cambridge with all the rock people. It was great fun.
I think Ben needs to review more music. Truly. I think we're missing a trick here. If he doesn't know what it is, it's just drum and bass. It's got an accordion in it. What is this? Drum and bass?
Do you not remember when there was, I think it was like 5 years ago, every new song was just an old song with drum and bass on it, and someone singing a weird, twisted version of the original lyrics?
I remember when
like You Spin Me Right Round.
Right, okay.
Turned into someone singing about getting a blowjob.
Yes.
And not even very good words.
No. It's not really drum and bass, but I do know what you mean. It was basically when people realised, oh, this dubstep thing isn't going away, huh? And then they just, you just sampled like
they slapped a drum beat on every old song and then went over it. It's what happened.
Yeah,
It's
no,
history.
I agree with you. I was
Read
there.
it in the books.
Some guy named Sai is right. The ultimate version of Rasputin is by Tirasas. and it is not up for discussion. Ben's going to Google that later.
I mean, it's not up for discussion because I don't know what it is, so I can't discuss it.
Exactly, quite right.
But, yeah, so I thought I was going to absolutely despise it, but I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's taken the good things and given them a little bit of a modern day boost.
Yes. Laura mentioned this the other day, and it is quite interesting. That song has gone... That song has come to prominence primarily through TikTok, and it was literally the week that remix you're talking about came out was the week that it went viral on TikTok, and just like the speed of whoever produced that to like just be so on the trend to then like be on TikTok, realize, hey, this is kicking off, let's do a remix, and then publishing it. Like, fucking kudos, man, good job.
Like I should go on TikTok some more.
Yeah, Lo-Fi Quinoa Hop. I did a Lo-Fi Quinoa EP a few months ago. It's good stuff. We've got some quinoa jazz noodle in the work, haven't we, Ben? Quinoa jazz noodle.
Yes.
Yes. Ben just... Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I just turn up for the recording session. I don't know what it is.
I think there is a bit of me on the cutting room floor just turning up to the studio.
What is this? What's going on?
You're halfway through a video and I just start shouting at the screen.
Yeah.
That's how we make most of our stuff.
That's how we make the best stuff, when Ben gets the recording date wrong and just shows up in the middle of something else. I'm like, oh, guess Ben's in this now. Ben's in a music show. God fucking damn it, not again. Amazing.
That's how I go through life. I just end up in places I shouldn't be and go with it.
Ben, we're at 43 minutes. Should we start the show, or have you got some inane crap to get through?
You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad.
Awesome. Oop.
I have tiny wine.
You just see a doctor about that.
Just because before we, start the podcast where they can't see things. You know this, you've been here before. But I was gifted tiny wine. Do you want to see my tiny wine?
I've got a tiny moe. Should we compare them?
Mine's Pinot.
Mazel tov. Wait there. Oop.
Whoop.
Oop.
In the belly button he goes. Wait. Ah, yes. Headphones are off. Now, finally, we can have a little chat about Liam. He thinks he's good. Oh, no, never mind. Too late. We'll do this again. Oh, look, it's a mini moe.
Tiny moe.
Yours is a mini moe. It says it on the label.
So it does. I can't read, so...
I have tiny Pinot. Not even looking.
That is a tiny Pinot. I've seen it already, Ben.
No, you haven't. I got this yesterday.
You showed me earlier today.
Did I? Oh, I did, yes.
I've lost the furry bit for my mic, but I did just find a tiny padlock.
Put the padlock in on the furry bit.
I don't have the furry bit.
Well, find the furry bit and then padlock it to it. You won't lose it again.
Thanks, Ben. Here we go.
This is absolutely...
It fits. Joke, that wouldn't work.
I mean, yeah, it does fit.
It does technically fit.
In the sense that you're in it.
Yeah.
But... Okay.
Squeaky chair. We're going to start the show. That's what's happening. We're going to start the show. Put my mini moe over there. Stay. Yeah. Have you got the don't warm your wine in the sun.
Do you know what? It looks like this is blindingly bright, but it isn't.
That's just the levels on your
dark room
webcam.
that I'm actually sat in.
Maybe we should buy Ben a real webcam. He's just going through a toaster at the moment. That's why he's a bit blurry. Have you got your recorder ready?
I've got a penny whistle.
That's not what I wanted.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Right, I'm ready when you are.
Ah, wait, what?
Ben's just remembered we're
Sure.
recording a podcast.
I'm just going to press the buttons. There, I've pressed the button.
You're pressing the button, but you're waiting to see what?
No, I don't know. Things are doing weird stuff, but all the noise is happening.
Are you getting
all the
wiggly?
little wiggly lines.
You getting wiggly lines?
Yeah, I'm getting wiggly lines.
Pinot. Rye's just having
I
a great
remember
time
the
with the
when I
word
didn't get
Pinot.
wiggly lines, and I was very sad. It was disappointing.
It was disappointing for everyone. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there we go.
Tiny peen.
Tiny Pinot.
Tiny peen.
Oh, peen.
Like a little dick.
Oh. Yeah, I get it now. That's really funny. Micro Pina. Do you want to do the intro or
If
should
I
I do the
hold
intro?
this further away, then it looks even smaller.
You said micro penises are just far away.
Yeah. See, look, that looks quite big.
That looks really big. Too big.
Now, fucking small. I've not even moved how different distance they
It's
are.
the same size. Just different distance.
Yeah.
This one's far away. Welcome to the Conversation Hat Podcast. A show for geeks, artists, and terrible people. Ben is astounded because he didn't realise we were recording.
I knew we were recording, I just didn't know that we'd started.
Oh, we've started. That's why I said those things. Today, we are talking about the worst technology. This is a live stream podcast recording. We do these monthly. It's really good. If the chat was an audio chat, they would be cheering, but they're not. It's just people telling us we're wrong, which is fine. That's what the internet's for.
Clips of you cheering.
Yeah.
And we will mush them together.
Yeah. We'll do it.
And you can be on the little applause that will start off the new intro of the show.
Yeah, we've just given Laura way more work. But if you do
But
it...
she's not here to
That's
say
true.
that she won't do it. So
Yeah.
we've made a promise that
She should be
her
on...
trousers are going to have to keep.
Yeah, she's got to be on the live stream to defend herself if she doesn't want to be given work on the live stream. We are talking about the worst technology. I have some stories. Ben has some stories. My name is Liam. He is Ben. Podcast,
Hello.
live stream, podcast.
You probably guessed our names by the fact that Liam said them.
Yes, or you've been here before. Mazel tov.
If so, hello.
Hello.
If not, greetings.
Bad. Right. So
Bad. It's
how-
good that they're here now.
how many things do you have, Ben? Because I have a few things. I don't know.
I've just got the normal 2.
You've just got the normal 2. I meant like the notes for the show, not like what's going on in your trousers.
Oh!
Yeah, not that I don't care about your
about-
trousers.
I thought we were talking about ovaries again.
No.
Let's say 4.5.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I have 3. So that means that
I'm going to drop mine to 3.5 because I realised that I did terrible maths.
so it's not that you've dropped it; it's just that you miscounted.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
To be honest, I haven't counted.
Well, you've got okay. Then I feel like you should go first on the theme of the worst technology. Ben, what is your first thing?
See now, the worst technology.
Mm-hmm.
People think technology, and they instantly think VR headsets, laptops,
Mm-hmm.
and other such electronic devices.
Yeah.
When I first set out on gathering resources, information, and things to say in our bad technology stream, I went back, as I'm sure you would have done if your brain was mine. To France, 1912.
Okay.
Particularly to a Mr. Franz Reichelt.
Oh yeah. What do
Don't
you
know
do?
if I'm saying that right. Franz Reichelt. Reichelt.
That's a different
That'll
name.
work. He's Austrian-born, French tailor. He is an inventor. Well, he
Was.
He was.
Yeah, he died.
Because, this happened a while ago.
Yeah.
And a parachuting pioneer. So not quite the
Wait, does
Iron Man style thing.
parachuting pioneer, does that mean he was one of the first people to parachute, or he would parachute into pioneering situations? So, like, he'd build log cabins in, like, undiscovered American West.
He was one who was trying to make a parachute.
Gotcha.
Imagine, so it's not like Iron Man technology like now.
Because it was the past.
100 years ago, still not quite the same sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But I mentioned the Iron Man suit because he became obsessed, Liam, in developing suits for aviators that would turn into a parachute to allow them to survive a fall in case they had to jump out of the plane toot sweet in midair.
French.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See? I didn't even mean to. He did experiments, as you would.
As a Frenchman.
Being a scientist with technology and being French, I suppose, might have something to do with it. Is experiment a French word?
Yes.
Expériment. Oui. The experiment was conducted with the dummies from the 5th floor of his apartment building. They had been very successful, although I believe the neighbors may have been a little confused.
I didn't catch any of that because it was in French.
It was in French. I'm bilingual.
Yeah, you are. I like boys in France. That's what bilingual means.
For those who don't speak French, basically he got dummies. I imagine like store shop bunnies.
People that shop at Primark.
Store shop dummies.
Oh.
Like the Autons from Doctor Who.
Gotcha.
Or Primark. And he'd throw them out of the window of his apartment, 5 stories up.
Right.
And yeah, I can only imagine the screaming neighbours.
Well, yeah, quite.
Humanoid things went flying past their French windows.
Ah.
Ah!
Mad. Wouldn't any window in France be a French window?
Yes.
Awesome. So they didn't so much invent the French window as they did.
Everyone stole the French window.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, so he was throwing his dummies out of his window. Mixed results, but pretty good. He then thought that he would prove his inventions, this new technology that he had created.
Yeah,
he thought he would try and test this from a higher height.
Yep.
He petitioned repeatedly the Parisian police to try and get permission to conduct a test from the Eiffel Tower.
Nice, yeah.
Pretty big thing.
Pretty French.
It's in France.
It is.
You see the themes; they're all connected.
Very French.
It was in 1912, when he actually got permission. He arrived at the tower on the 4th of February, 2 days after my birthday.
Rude.
And he made it clear that he was done with dummies.
Right.
Dummies ain't got no part in science.
Sure, I suppose so.
He was going to do it himself.
Oh, gosh.
To prove his genius, his faith in the technology, and hurl the human race forth into new aviation territory.
Right.
Once extended, the outfit was described as a sort of cloak. This is a quote. A sort of cloak fitted with a vast hood of silk and only a little more voluptuous than ordinary clothing.
Okay.
So I'm imagining that it was all stored on...
Yeah, it's all in the tits.
Chest and hips.
Yeah.
Despite attempts to convince him otherwise, he jumped from the first platform of the tower wearing his Parisian parachute suit. He was quoted in saying, "I want to try the experiment myself and without trickery, as I intend to prove the worth of my invention."
Cool. How'd that go?
The parachute failed to deploy and he plummeted 57 meters to his death.
Right, great.
So, technology, but bad.
Yes, those are the keywords.
See?
So what year was that all happened, that he died, for example?
He died on the 4th of February 1912.
So when did we have good, proper working parachutes? By World War One, surely.
Yeah.
We have Google, don't we? We can Google it.
These were I think those were the ones that were meant to be dropped. I think perhaps this was something that it was a suit that he wanted people to just be able to wear, and then, oh no, the plane's falling.
Okay, right. So it's more that it's just regular clothing that can be deployed as a parachute, rather than you've got to have a specific parachute pack. Or if you know you're going to parachute, you're going to put the thing on. But if you don't know you're going to parachute, you won't put the thing on.
It's sort of like the uniforms that the fighter pilots wear.
Yes. Okay, got it. So they just had it on at all times.
Instead of pulling a lever and the chair shooting out and then parachute, I think he wanted to just be able to jump out.
Gotcha.
Parachute.
That makes sense. That's cool. French parachutes. The failure makes it even more French.
Oh, technically, he was Austrian.
Oh shit, my bad.
Well, he was Austrian-born.
Right, but it happened in France.
But he was a French tailor, and this happened in France.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not willing to get into a whole sort of debate about immigration.
Now let's do it.
Control.
Are you pro or anti?
I was just here to talk about
big questions.
People who died from falling from a height of just under 60 meters on the 4th of February 1912. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fair enough. All good. Good stuff. I like that.
See, technology.
And I like that there's.
Not going great.
It's not. They've not exactly tried to do anything. Look, like, as far as I know, that's basically died with him. That idea, like, no one's tried to perfect the parachute backpack situation, have they?
I mean, we've got wingsuits now.
I mean, that's a different thing, though. That's like for specifically. It's not just for safely landing, it's for going quite far in one direction. And you know you're going to do it. I guess the idea with the parachute, if it's part of a suit, is that you don't necessarily know you're going to have to use it, but you want to be prepared to.
This was more of an emergency thing opposed to a...
pleasure.
A fancy, let's do this daredevil stuff. But, you know, it could have potentially led to inspiration of others.
Yeah, definitely. Good stuff. Right.
I've not written that down, if that is the case. If that is the case, I didn't see that. I didn't make note of anything. Who knows?
My first story is I have a quick fire list of ways that I feel personally victimized by computers. Yeah, Ben's face is the right reaction. Right, here we go. This is just what sort of came to my mind when we picked the subject of crappy technology, just ways that things have gone wrong in slightly mundane but really pain in the ass kind of ways. So whenever I have a lot of high pressure workload, so not just like day-to-day workload, but like a high profile gig, or I've got like a lot to do, or there's a lot of deadlines coming up, whatever computer I'm using, because I have options, will always just crash and melt whenever I have like a high profile deadline. And the computer doesn't know that this 8-hour render is worth more money than the 8-hour render it did yesterday. It couldn't possibly. But somehow,
we've not got that far.
Somehow the number of crashes I get is directly related to how much money I get or how high profile a particular edit or a particular piece of music is. And I use different computers for different jobs sometimes, and it's always whenever something is going to cost me the most amount of money, if I fuck it up, that's when the computer breaks, and I literally have to throw money at it to fix it. It's a pain in the ass. So that's one. That's a lot of fun. The computer just knows when I'm under pressure, because like I use computers to make stuff like all the time. Whether it's music, whether it's videos, like animations, whatever. And like a lot of the stuff that I do as a hobby or for personal creative reasons is way more resource intensive and demands much more of a computer than the stuff that I get paid money to do. Like the stuff that actually brings in money in terms of the workload the computer has to do is much less. So there's not even any reason in terms of the resources and the processing that the computer's doing that what am I trying to say? There's no reason that the computer should find this more stressful than the thing it tried to do yesterday.
Sure.
It just knows. So that's fun.
Is that failed technology or bad technology, or is that not is it Sod's Law?
I mean, it can be both. It is a bit Sod's Law.
If something is going to go wrong, then it will, and always at the worst time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is Sod's Law, but it pertains to technology. Number two. I don't work like poo. Like poo.
Like pooping.
Number two. I don't work at the train station. So I don't
Stop hanging around there then.
I gotta take a train, buddy. I don't work at the train station, so I don't know why I have to know everything in order to buy a goddamn ticket from the machine. It sounds like I was going to start crying. I'm very aware of that.
It's a little bit. Wow.
No, I just died for no reason. Hang on. We'll take another swing at that in a second.
Tiny sip.
Squeaky bottle. Let's try that again without bursting into tears, because it's not that emotional.
Okay.
I don't work at the train station, so I... Motherfucker. It's back. It's back.
Go on.
It's really annoying.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think I was, and then it keeps coming back. We also forgot to introduce our guest, so we'll do that after this point. Ben forgot also. Look at his face. Ben knows what's going on. It's okay, we'll get to it.
Anyone's ever seen a face that knows what's going on?
Keep it together, podcast team. Okay. I don't work at the train station.
Okay.
It's not that funny.
I'm trying. Okay.
I know you are. I can see that you're trying.
It's all right.
I don't work at the train station, so I don't know why I have to know everything in order to buy a goddamn ticket from the machine. I don't know what peak time is because I don't work here. So please stop asking me. That should be automatic in the machine at this point. We do live in the future. That was the whole point, Ben. Are you okay? It was not worth it. You good?
But why don't you just learn when peak time is?
Why should I? I don't work at the fucking train station.
But you're going to the robot.
Yeah, the robot that is supposed to make life simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't go to the robot, I go to the person, because the person has a little sheet of paper in front of them that says when peak time is.
Because they work there.
Yeah, I don't.
It doesn't work there.
The computer absolutely works there. The computer works there to a greater extent than I do.
It doesn't know when you're travelling.
Yeah, because it knows what... No, it knows what time it is. And if you're out there buying a ticket...
But what if you're going to get on a train the next day?
Okay, so here's what you do. You have to put into the thing when you're travelling. Easy. And then it knows whether or not that's peak time and gives you a ticket accordingly. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you could know that peak time is, I think it's 10 until 6.
Do you work at the train station?
9? No, I think it's 9 until 4.
Right, see, you're not sure. And that's fine, because you don't work at the train station. All I'm saying is just tell the fucking computers when peak time is. It can't be that hard. If the little...
Right, if you want to get a train in an hour's time, when it will no longer be peak time.
Then the computer can ask me, when are you travelling? And I will say, an hour from now. Or 3 o'clock today.
Then you need to... You need them to put in an extra thing so you can put what time it is.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. We do live in the future, so we should be able to do that. It shouldn't be a case of me knowing, oh, I know that I am getting on the train now and it is peak time, therefore I'm paying this. Like, I shouldn't have to know that. If it's a case of, oh, I want to travel to London today, I don't really care when I get there, so let's go on the website and find out when it's cheapest. That's one thing. But like most of the time, if I'm going to London, I just need to get to London. I'll pay whatever, because actually it's some other company that's going to pay for it. Just get me there. I don't know what kind of ticket I need. I don't give a shit. Just press the London Now, please button.
Intercity off-peak times, Monday to Friday, 9:30 till 4 and after 7 p.m.
But it changes, doesn't it?
Super off-peak train times.
Yeah, see, what's that?
That's 10 till 3:30 and from 7:15 p.m. onwards, Monday to Friday.
Point number 3.
9:30, Liam. There you go. I fixed technology.
No, I completely stand by what I said. I completely stand by that. I don't work at the train station. Just make the robots know what time's peak time. It's not fucking hard, is it? You're not putting men on the moon. You're just putting me in a train and telling me how much it costs. That is literally 100% of what the ticket machine is there for, is me giving it money so I can get on a train and be anywhere else.
You need to have the right ticket, so you need to say what type of train you'll be getting.
But I don't give a shit about what kind of ticket I'm getting. It's only the little man on the train with the lanyard that cares about what kind of ticket I'm getting. And guess what? He works for the rail station, so it's their problem. I just want to be somewhere else. That's all. So, like, if the machine asked me for the wrong amount of money, that is frankly someone else's problem that they should have dealt with by now. No, I'm not paying a fine. I'm just going to put a fake moustache on next time I get on the train. Fuck you.
Why would you put a moustache on? The machines can't tell what you look like.
No, but the little man on the train with the lanyard takes a photo of you if he wants to be banned on the train. So that's why you need a little bag of fake moustaches at all times.
How do you know this?
Look, I think we're focusing on the wrong things.
No. Is there like a Facebook group for all train stations where they can pop up a picture of Liam Taylor?
No, it's just...
Wrong, no more trains for him.
So firstly, I know this because I used to get the train
seen
like...
in the station screaming at the machines.
I used to travel to and from Norfolk and occasionally other places, like literally 4 times a week. So I've seen plenty of people get banned from the train, and I've seen plenty of fake moustaches. And I don't know what they do with the photos. It could just be an intimidation technique, but frankly, that lanyard isn't big enough to scare me. I really want to move on to the next point because it's clear that we disagree about how awkward rail travel is. I will die on this hill.
Yeah, because you've got the wrong ticket. Do you know what, mate? I think you're fine just going to the person and asking.
That's exactly what I do. But it's you get a little bit of stink eye if like there's obviously a queue and no one's using the machines, but it's a bit like Yeah, the machines are bullshit though, aren't they? That's why I'm talking to you. Anyway, point number 3. And this is all about how I feel personally victimized. So you can't, my emotions are valid. You can't take that away from me, and I hate you. Number 3, I hate. If the last one was a problem for you, this is probably going to be way worse. You're going to find something wrong with this. Raya agrees with me. That's all I need. I hate how they put Tic Tacs next to the self-checkouts, but Tic Tacs don't weigh anything, so the scales never detect them. So you just stand there like a prick. I think me and Ben are on the same side here.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. And literally any time a member of staff needs to help you with the self-service checkout, they always give you the stink eye. Motherfucker, I haven't memorized the barcode for salt. I'm sorry your shop is broken. I'm sorry that whatever this thing is isn't in the computer, but that is not my problem. I don't work at the little co-op at the corner. Fuck you.
Oh no, that I do. If people moan when the self-service things, people moaned that they didn't work properly.
Sure.
I'm trying to buy a bottle of wine or an 18 DVD. It's like,
Yeah.
That's why it's not working properly.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You've gone to the wrong fucking thing.
You're going to take
You've gone
that
to
little...
a robot with ID'd. You need to be ID'd. The robot don't know.
And also, how are you going to get the metal thing off of the booze? Or how are you going to get the plastic case off of the DVD? It's not going to work,
People
bruv.
are idiots.
Yeah, those people
If
are
you
stupid.
Complain about self-service checkouts not working, but the problem isn't with it, it's with you.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
But things not weighing anything, or the cucumber not having a barcode.
They've now got little screens that they can see your face, I think, to go
Yes.
like, it's old enough. But yeah, you want chewing gum?
Yeah. They put it right there. They put it right there. So the way that I've hacked this is like, if there's something I want, is like I'll scan the thing, put it down, doesn't scan, literally lift the entire point of sale display, drop it on the thing, and it picks it up. You don't have to take them, but it will register that you've dropped something there.
Will you not say that something's too heavy?
No. Not the way I do it.
Ooh.
Yeah, or you just sit on it.
I know that people used to take bottles of vodka but put them through as carrots.
Yes.
Because you just do the weight, so it was like 47p's worth of carrots.
Bunch of kids got in trouble for putting through Xboxes as like baked goods. I was like, I let them have it. Absolutely let them have it.
In
Genius.
Royston Tesco's, when the Xbox 360 came out, someone messed up with the decimal point. So they were selling 360s for like £18.
Yes, I love it. So funny.
No, I will agree with you with the weight sensitivity.
I'm glad.
But I mean, it's not a big problem, but it is annoying if you're buying something small. You scan it, you put it down, and you go, and they're like, "Oh, put it in," and then you pick it up to then put it back in, and it says, "Unexpected item. Remove the last item." I removed the last item just now.
Yeah.
What else do you need me to remove?
Yeah.
Because the thing isn't there.
Yeah. It's silly. Ways that I feel personally victimized by computers. Number 4. I hate how some apps are too old to run on new phones. So
Is it all your things at once?
No. This is section 1. This is section 1. It's okay. We're getting through it. It's all good. I hate how some apps are too old to run on newer phones. So I have to keep hold of my old phones in order to play the games I'm addicted to. Like Futurama World of Tomorrow. Not even a good game. I just can't stop playing it. And that was 3 phones ago. It's not good, but it is thematically accurate. And the final You got anything to say about that, or do you just want me to move on?
Apart from the fact that you are now just turning into a crotchety old man shouting about computers.
Well, it's interesting.
Why can't we just use forks and spoons?
Why does the fork gotta auto-rotate? I can do that. Final point. Truly the worst thing about technology is that it's impossible to Google examples of stupid technology without having to troll through millions of articles written by angry old men who got ticked off of Twitter for being pricks, telling us how things were better in the old days when they didn't have Tamagotchis to distract us from playing good old stick in the pond, and then you went away and died from scrofula. Fuck you. I had to look up scrofula.
What is scrofula?
I think it's TB.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It's another name for something else, but it doesn't matter. That was my quickfire list of ways I feel personally victimized by computers. We do actually have a guest today that we forgot to introduce, and Ben has also completely forgotten about this. Yep.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
No, I was just wondering. I was just wondering if you'd recalled. So we and fair enough. We had this conversation at the start of the year, and that was a long time ago. We have a guest today. We thought it'd be really interesting to bring in Alexa. Alexa, tell us a joke.
What do you get if you cross a Smurf and a cow? Blue cheese.
Wow. Wow, that was our guest.
That was our guest.
I also don't know. I don't know how audible that was, but
well, you froze when you were starting to introduce the guest, so I got very confused and just heard Alexa start talking. Alexa, sing me a song.
Ben, that's not. It can't hear you because you're in my headphones.
Ah, put your headphones on it. Alexa, sing me a song.
Doggies are all I want to see. Doggies, they're all so friendly. Doggies, I just love doggies. And that's 'cause doggies are so lovely.
Oh!
I knew that was a bad idea.
Worth it.
Jesus Christ. I'm amazed it heard you through the headphones, to be honest. Some guy named Cy just got told to not swear, which is hilarious. I need to turn that off. Wow, man. That was something. So that was our guest. Our guest is over there now. Fuck that.
That was.
That was something.
There was a South Park episode.
Yeah.
They said, what was it? Okay, Google, say hey Alexa.
Yes, I remember that.
It just made such a across the nation.
So funny.
Of America.
So funny. Oof.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Well, that was our guest. Our guest has left the building. I did try. I got the Echo Dot because I wanted to see if you could if you could hide Alexa commands inside of audio, and I did it as a live stream, and I gave up in the end because like it would randomly at weird intervals just make fart sounds at me, and I couldn't work out what was doing it, so I was just bailed on that idea.
Was farting at you.
It was, yeah. It was too much. I couldn't deal with it. Ben, do you have a news story for us, buddy?
I do.
Hooray!
I have a few things to speak to you of.
Hooray!
What I'm gonna do.
Oh gosh.
is I've got some food stuffs.
Oh yeah.
How many more things have you got? Have you got what, 2?
I have 2. They probably won't be as long as that first one because they're standalone things, so we don't need so much of a back and forth. But yeah, I've got another 2 things, and then I have good news and a plug.
Oh yeah, good news.
Yeah.
Totally remembered that.
I know you did.
Do you know what? Liam, I'm going to talk about this one. This is just for you.
Ah.
One of you and I. We know it's a favourite brand and commodity of the show.
Uberlube. How much lube in an Uberlube tube?
Much is there?
Buttloads. Buttloads. You know, Uberlube is a real thing. That's why we never did. That's why we never published that jingle, because it's an actual thing.
You could never.
And they don't want our jingle either. I checked.
Oh really?
I know, bastards.
Lube.
Fuck you, Uberlube.
1968.
Yeah.
I spelt it wrong, so I'm going to just say it as a American. Should be American. American Dr. Spencer Silver.
Oh yeah.
Was attempted to develop a super strong adhesive. Super strong. Like reverse Uberlube.
Okay, yeah.
Sticky. What he did is he sort of fucked up.
Right.
What he got was almost the opposite of a super sticky thing. He got a mildly sticky thing. He got a low-tack, reusable, pressure-sensitive stickiness. 5 years later, within the 3M, which is the company that he worked for, he informally and through seminars promoted his new invention, new use, his not quite sticky stickiness, the Post-it note. I actually written pause for laughter. No, sorry, I should have said during those seminars he couldn't get the idea to stick. Pause for laughter. Cute. So yes, he invented Post-it notes, but no one was interested in Post-it notes until in 1974.
Right.
A colleague of Dr. Silver, by a gentleman by the name of Art Fry, which is a great name for anything. It sounds like if Shakespeare asked how to make these chips. Doth thou cast thee into the oven? Nay, Art Fry.
Very good. Very good. That is objectively a joke. Well done.
Yes, Art Fry came up with the idea of using the adhesive sticky note. Using the adhesive to stick his bookmark into his hymn book, which I think is sweet. You know, the sticky thing. My bookmark keeps falling out. You could help me with this. This is lovely.
Why not just use use the Post-it as a bookmark?
Well, this is the thing. It was just the stickiness.
It was just the adhesive. Gotcha.
Just the adhesive. So they put the sticky on the bookmark.
Gotcha.
Bang. They then use something called permitted bootlegging to develop the idea, which sort of makes you think of like rogue cops sitting in a basement somewhere, like getting better and better at taking notes, like Mindhunter, but sticky notes instead of serial killers.
Yeah, sure, I get it.
They developed this and went on. Even like what colour do you think of when you think of Post-it notes?
Brown.
Really?
No, yellow.
Good. Did you know that the reason that the yellow's colour was also an accident?
Urine.
No.
Oh.
The lab next door only had yellow scrap paper.
Oh, fair
for
enough.
them to practice with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Makes sense.
it all. So it was failed technology.
Yeah, I love it.
It isn't anymore. It was
Yeah.
bad technology that became something good.
I love it.
have for you.
Oh gosh.
And our darling pod babies, because we all know that we do love a good post-it.
Is it a free pack of Post-its?
I wish.
That'd
Post-it,
be
if you're listening,
dope. Yeah.
send us
Send us ideally notes. Ideally postable notes.
We know that yellow was the first of the colours.
We do.
By choice. But could you guess, as of 2019, how many colours of Post-it notes there are?
Oh, I think it's going to be surprisingly few. So I'm going to say maybe like 12.
12?
Yeah.
You fool!
It's 11, isn't it?
As of 2019, there are at least 26 documented colours for Post-it notes.
There's possibly thousands in the wild, but these are the ones we've seen.
It's like Pokemon out there.
I love it.
We've only got Pokemon Red and Blue. There
Yeah.
are dozens. There's years of Post-it notes left to come.
Cool.
Rebecca Murtuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really struggling. I've picked some very difficult names to pronounce in this.
I don't think you picked their names. I think their names
Murtuff
were picked elsewhere.
Well, they're already there.
Yeah.
A California artist uses Post-it notes in her artwork.
Oh, yeah.
In 2001, created an installation by covering her whole bedroom with $1,000 worth of Post-its.
Yes, I love it.
I believe she used like the different colours for the significance of to denote significance of the things in her bedroom.
Cool. That's like there's back in the old days of the internet when you had like early college humor and stuff. There were stories of like or images of people covering dorm rooms in cling film or tin foil and of course just covering things in Post-it notes. Classic. I love it.
In Bruce Almighty.
Yes.
He covers everything. It's prayer Post-it notes.
Yep.
Covers
yeah.
Jennifer Aniston in. Yeah.
Good
and
stuff.
my last Post-it fact, just for you.
Oh yeah.
I thought this was interesting. How such a failure of a thing can be created into such birth.
Is it the concept of democracy?
It's not.
Ah.
In the year 2000, the 20th anniversary of Post-it notes was celebrated.
Cool.
By having artists create art, to have artworks on Post-it notes.
Yeah.
One of the artists, R.J. Kijad. See, I'm not very good with the names today. Sold his artwork on a Post-it note for £640.
Wow.
Making it the most valuable Post-it note on record.
Nice. That's very cool.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Good old Post-its. Yeah, I'd love it if we were sponsored by Post-its.
And all will be well.
Let me write down the time. Yeah, I love it when like stuff that is like super invaluable is sort of born out of accidents or like doesn't go right for the designer, all that kind of stuff. I love it.
There was some stuff about vulcanized rubber, how that
Spock's birth
came
control.
About. Willies.
Chandler Bing joke, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I steal all my material.
Oh. Yeah, vulcanized rubber was
Spock's birth control.
accidentally done because the guy trying to create it left his boots on the oven.
Yeah.
And they melted.
Yes. Yeah.
Really difficult to find any more information about that. I know that that's a thing.
Yeah.
But that's all the information I could find. So I went with Post-it notes.
Good call. Good old Post-it notes. I have some things about AI.
Please.
So, AI is amazing, partly because of how it's misunderstood. For example, those posts you might come across where someone has fed an AI all of the Game of Thrones books and it algorithmically creates a new one. Bullshit. Complete fabrication. Sorry. Main reason for that is because George R.R. Martin, with the Game of Thrones example, you wouldn't write a new Game of Thrones book based on the contents of the previous Game of Thrones books, would you? That would be insane and not very good. You need to know, you would need to feed the AI ancient European mythology, War of the Roses, historical documents, all of the similar fantasy lore branches from Tolkien to Hunger Games. And if you fed an AI all of that, along with the previous Game of Thrones canon and all the character names, then yeah, it might be able to do that. So sorry, when you see those posts, they're not real. Very funny,
I think,
but not real.
Like if you did it with, because I always get annoyed with those. I forced a thing. No, you didn't.
They didn't.
Don't say you forced.
Yeah, forced is a weirdly emotive word to use as well.
I mean, at some point, yes, we will have to talk about robot rights, I'm sure.
We'll get there.
But that's not today.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this discussion about internet memes,
yeah,
you did not force a bot to watch 1,000 hours of anything.
Personally, I'm looking forward to hashtag not all bots.
You created a thing that did a job that you meant that you did. You didn't force anything.
But also,
you sound like a twat.
But also, no, they didn't.
But also, you didn't because you couldn't, because it would be just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
If it was, I forced I created an algorithm and subjected it to every KFC advert that has ever existed around the world.
Yeah.
And then tried to get one to make one. That might be more
well with advertising. You
feasible because you would be picking up on the most common used things in the past adverts.
Well, it wouldn't just have to be that. It would have to be contemporary advertising. So you would have to match the tone of what similar adverts are and push the boat out in order to stand out. And you would have to have some kind of marketing brief.
I'm not saying you would make a good advert.
Right, sure, okay.
I'm saying that you could potentially make an advert by doing... You could get a script of an advert by doing that, but you couldn't get a whole book based on this. That's an episode of Black Mirror that you ain't got enough Game of Thrones for.
My good friend Jamie, friend of the show, summed it up really well. Basically, it is possible to feed an AI or a bot or whatever information and get a hilarious result out the other end, but the people who are posting about it on Twitter are not the people doing that. Basically, that I think sums it up quite nicely. That said, AI is quite good at creating short form content like tweets. So you might remember a few years ago there was the Microsoft bot called Tay that was supposed to learn from interactions over Twitter and become smarter over time. But what happened is it became a white supremacist and was taken offline 16 hours later because people kept bombarding it with all sorts of hate speech, and then it just turned into a white supremacist. So basically the lesson there is that if you're going to do something like that, don't tell people that's what's happening. Just let it happen privately. You'll get less funding for it, but you will also have one less white supremacist bot on the internet, and that's worthwhile. I do have some examples of AI creations that are legit and work and are a lot of fun. I'll post links in the chat, and by golly, I hope it works. So this first one is... Feel free to check it out later. Experimental AI-powered muse that helps you compose poetry inspired by classical American poets, which is quite fun.
I never realised that the phrase "classical American poets" would annoy me.
I mean, there's loads. So,
how classic can? Don't get me wrong. I know that 200 years is a long time, but.
Emily Dickinson, Robert Frost.
Yes, I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm aware of Dickinson.
Poe. Walt Whitman.
Yes.
Whittier.
Leaves of Grass.
Yeah. Lydia Huntley Sigourney. James Weedon Jones. Emma Lazarus.
Nope.
Sidney Lanier.
Nope.
Philip Freneau.
Nope.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Maybe I just don't know that many classical poets.
Mr. Biscuits. Sorry, that's my cat. Sorry, that's my cat.
No, obviously Poe is cool. Maybe I just have. I don't know. Classic poetry makes me think so much further back than 200 years.
Just play with the bot after the stream. That's all. But this
I
other
guess
one,
going back much more than that, then you're just getting towards Dark Ages. Maybe time moves differently than I'm thinking about it. Okay, I take it back. There are classical American poets. Just in case anyone was following my train of thought and thought they weren't.
I promise you no one was. This other one you may have seen is called This Person Does Not Exist. And it uses AI to generate faces, except sometimes also demons. So what I'm going to do, because of how the stream is laid out at the moment, I'm just going to replace Ben for a second with this person does not exist. So this is a image of a human man, but the different elements of their person are from different sources. So this person doesn't exist, but it looks like a person that could, right? Here's another one, and some of them. So
that person doesn't exist.
That is not a person, and
it's just a made-up image.
Yeah, it's like elements of different people combined in a way that makes sense. The thing that gives it away is that sometimes the background elements do not work. A lot of the times the backgrounds are blurry. Like this person's hair doesn't look quite right. There's something going on at the back there that doesn't quite right. I'm hoping that we can find a demon, because those are really fun. Yeah, like that, for example.
I can't see this, annoyingly.
Can you not get it on your phone?
Oh, it's on my phone, but I'm flicking through them. I should have been watching us.
Oh yeah, that would have made more sense. So this one, for example, they've clearly, I don't know, that they've got like an element of a twin or something, except that the twin on the side looks like they're possessed, and it's really gross. So it is normally like the background elements.
It's so weird.
It's really weird. It's the background elements that are really screwy. But what I love is how they've really nailed how people in general look fine, but will sometimes have a little element of them that's slightly funny looking. And it's okay to point out the flaws because these people are not real. So this guy's eye is a bit weird. In a way that a person's eye would just be a bit weird. Again, like a lot of these actually look a little bit like people I know, which is really scary.
I mean, I'm not getting any. Ooh.
Like this girl's got something a little bit wrong with her hair.
Because there's a delay on.
Dip, of course.
The chat, so I can't see exactly what you're looking at. I was just scrolling through for a while. I was just getting some very attractive people popping up on my phone that apparently don't exist.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I didn't get any demons. I'll have to.
Have you not had any demons?
Flick through this part of the The streamy stream.
I'm going to try and find one more demon for the stream. Stream demon.
But that's cool. So that's all algorithms and stuff learning to do these things.
Oh, this one's great because the guy's hand's all screwed up. So it's really good at faces, but it's not so good at backgrounds and hands and stuff. So this guy has just a messed up hand that is also kind of his collar.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. So it's, yeah, that's a really fun AI bot, whatever you want to call it, that like you can comfortably waste a good few hours on. And is also an excellent resource if you make wacky comedy stuff like we do. So I know a couple of videos that I'm working on, we've used faces from this person does not exist.com, just as like, and this is the guy that once posited yada yada yada, and it's not a person.
Okay, that's
fun.
kind of cool. I know that I was listening. I think it was actually Game Grumps. They were talking about algorithms and stuff, and it was one of their times when they start talking about deep and serious things.
Yes.
So I've learned that they're getting smaller. Algorithms are smaller and more simple now.
Okay.
Because of AI.
Okay, interesting.
So basically, they can make them so much smaller by just saying, learn to do this.
Right, okay.
So instead of having to, let's say I'm just going to throw something out there, and I know it will work differently, but let's say a road map.
Okay.
How it used to be is you would have to sit and type in all of the code for each road and all of how everything before you could get your road map, and you would have to write pages and pages and pages of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you can write comparatively small things, so not pages and pages and pages, and it would just be like, here's the thing, you're going to learn this, and put it like that.
Okay, interesting.
And it sort of goes off and does it itself.
So does that mean the instructions are getting kind of more vague, or that they're just a bit more general, so there's less guide and it sort of just hopes that it will find the right way to do it?
I mean, I was being very vague with my... I am not a programmer, I'm not an IT boy.
What?
But I know. So whilst they would still have to put in the restrictions and the limitations, and it would have those anyway, you no longer have to put in all of the information. You can put enough in that it goes and finds the rest out for itself.
Interesting. That's cool. I like that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have another point, I think?
I have a little section.
Oh boy.
And then a truth buster.
Oh gosh.
I could have said Mythbusters, but that's a TV show.
That is a TV show.
And not us.
Mm.
I got some stuff about food, Liam.
Oh gosh.
Do you want to hear food things?
Yes, please. Otherwise, I'd really screw with the format, wouldn't it? If I was like, nah, man, give me bee facts.
Bees! Food fact the first.
Yeah.
These are still all technology, because I've sort of gone through... Well, they're sort of technology.
We believe
As
you.
you can tell, you went cyber.
Yep.
I went with fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Ice cream cones.
Yeah.
And I've written this all fantastically, and I hope I can do better with my pronunciations.
Me too.
People used to eat ice cream from bowls and dishes.
Yep.
Nothing was possible other than this. Nothing!
We started as a penny lick, didn't it?
Bowls! No ice cream for you.
Yeah, I agree. Quite right.
Until 1904.
Da-da-da-da.
8 years before that bloke jumped off the Eiffel Tower. St. Louis World Fair, which I don't think we really have anymore.
No.
As sort of like expositions, not in such a big thing.
No.
Someone would take an idea to take a very thin waffle
Mm-hmm.
and twist it into the shape of a cone.
Yeah.
There was an ice cream vendor at the fair who ran out of dishes to serve the ice cream in. The guy next to him, Ernest A. Hamwee,
Pig piss. Mr. Pig Piss.
He came up with... Yes, Hamwee.
Hamwee.
Ernest A. Pigwee.
Mm-hmm.
Who was making waffles. Spun one into a cone. Popped some ice cream in that. Bang.
Nice.
Ice cream cones.
I love it.
Like that bit on Family Guy when there's the car crash for the guy eating peanut butter and the guy eating chocolate, and they mush it together. And
yeah, chocolate on my peanut butter.
You got peanut butter in my chocolate. It's Detective Hershey's takes a bite, pulls a gun out and kills both of them. That's how Hershey's was made.
That's exactly it.
It tastes of absolute shit.
It's so bad.
I've never tried Hershey's in this country, but I tried it in America and it tastes like cat sick.
Do you want to know why? Got a food fact?
Because you can't have the good stuff in.
It's because the chocolate factories are too far away from the dairies, so they can't use milk. So they got to use some kind of powdered stuff, and that's why it tastes awful.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah. It's the same with... It's why American chocolate tastes a bit like our calendar chocolate, because our calendar chocolate has to essentially survive in very thin plastic with a little bit of tin foil for the duration of a month, whereas most chocolate would go sort of a little bit gross by then or get all the dots on it. So that's why they use non-dairy preservatives or whatever in calendar chocolate, the same as they do in American chocolate. Why not just build the chocolate factory closer to the dairy?
Yeah, just put them next.
It's like how the waffle guy was next to the ice cream guy. Why not just put the thing next to the thing it needs to be next to? But whatever.
Let's not get into the confusion of American...
Yeah, that you do everything wrong.
At times. It's a bit weird, but hey, I don't run a dairy or a chocolatier.
If you did, it would be better.
If I did, it'd be better because I'd have them next to each other.
Exactly. Idiots. Anyway, chocolate's very important.
And what a segue. The next bit of foodie stuff
is about America.
Yes. Chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, yeah.
1930, we're a little bit closer to the modern day now.
Hooray.
Oh, chocolate chip cookies are 80 years old. Ruth Graves Wakefield.
Hello, Ruth.
Much more Ben-friendly name. Co-owner of the Toll House Inn.
Yep.
Was making some chocolate cookies when she realised she was out of baker's chocolate.
Fuck.
And she couldn't get any because she lived right next to a dairy.
Yeah, no good.
It's no good. You know those things aren't next to each other.
No, exactly.
So I would assume that if she's out of baker's chocolate, she's just been making cookies up until this point.
Yeah.
But what was she to do, Liam? What was she to do?
Kill herself.
That is an option.
Yep, always an option. Always possible.
Don't do that.
Always an option.
That should never be the first
Top of the
option.
list. Always the first thing. Or like any time I have to make a decision, it's like I could just kill myself. I have to get up and go to work, or I could kill myself.
Or you could make chocolate chip cookies like Ruth Graves Wakefield.
Yeah, that's true.
Her
first idea was to kill herself.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Wakefield, instead of taking the knife to herself, decided to chop up a block of Nestle semi-sweet chocolate. Less evil chocolate is available. I wrote that joke. And then I went, is Nestle evil? I feel like I've heard this. Let me Google it. And I Googled it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, stop.
That Scroobius Pip song was right.
Anything related to Nestle.
Yeah.
Don't fucking get it.
Specifically why?
Because just Google, is Nestle a bad company?
Just tell us why they're bad. Is it slavery? Is it murder?
Stealing babies.
Okay, we went straight to 10.
Slavery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what else I've like. Oh, they mispack it. Sometimes there's only 11 chocolate fingers in the box instead of 12.
Bastard.
No, they like steal babies.
Stealing from who?
From the mothers.
Of.
Like they get of the babies.
Gotcha. Okay. Just checking for inconsistencies in the story.
Babies, where did they come from? From the mothers. And what makes these women mothers, may I ask?
Yeah, no, this checks
They're
out.
babies, eh?
Where are the babies? Not here.
Not here. They were Nestle.
Where do they put the babies?
I don't. We're getting bogged down in the evils of capitalism.
Hooray.
She didn't kill herself. No one stole her baby, as far as I'm aware. I didn't research all of these bits. I didn't think they were going to be necessary. I wanted this to be a bit of a light-hearted, fun segment to maybe end things.
And that's why you brought
Not in the way that
kidnapping.
you suggest we end things,
Yeah.
because we've already gone from fucking chocolate chip cookies to suicide and baby stealing.
What a day.
Now let me tell you about how Ruth has stupid ideas with cooking.
Bader Ginsburg.
She chopped up a block of evil semi-sweet chocolate, assuming that it would melt and spread evenly throughout the batter while it was baking.
Why not just melt it? And fold it in?
She's clearly struggling with whether or not she should take her own life because she works for Nestle Toll House.
Yeah, fair enough.
It didn't melt and spread evenly throughout batter, as anyone who's ever had or made chocolate chip cookies could tell you, but no one had done this before. She's the first one.
First one.
They came out, the very first batch, chocolate chip cookies, little chunks. Lovely, lovely. Yum, yum, yum. Delightful. Delicious. No murder.
This time.
Okay. No murder in that one. The next, I've even put a little heading on the top of this.
Oh boy.
I was very pleased with it. Cocaine Cola.
Yay.
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 This is the bit where we get into big evil companies.
Yay.
The man who created the syrup for Coca-Cola was a pharmacist by the name of Dr. John Stith Pemberton. He was seeking to create a cocaine and caffeine-filled alcoholic drink that people with chemical addictions, including himself, could use to wean off morphine and drugs.
Nice.
However, now we're going back to America's weird, isn't it? Prohibition.
Yeah.
Prohibition hit, and Pemberton was forced to take out the alcohol from the formula, thus creating the first bottle of Coca-Cola in 1886.
Okay.
It may be worth mentioning that the alcohol was taken out because of Prohibition. The cocaine was left in there for decades.
Yep. Yep, they did not care.
I think it was like the 50s?
Yeah, I think so.
There was still cocaine in there?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you know that Fanta was made by the Nazis because they wanted a soft drink to rival Coca-Cola? And they just had a lot of oranges.
Really?
Yeah.
The Nazis.
I thought it was going to be like, the Nazis are the German guys, eugenics, the Nazis. Yeah, like the regular Nazis, the ones we always hear about. Not the modern Nazis, the old Nazis. Yeah.
I've got a bottle of Fanta upstairs. I feel bad now.
I've got a Nazi.
Oh.
Get them together.
Get them together, they'll be hydrated. Nazi and Fanta, comedy time.
It's nothing worse than trying to exterminate an entire people's and way of living and being parched. God. I'm gagging for a Nazi juice. Good stuff.
I have one last bit.
Bring it.
Of any information. Are you done with your bits?
No.
I've got. All right. Well, I'll do my little one.
Okay.
Have you heard of the zero gravity space pen?
No. I have now.
So NASA scientists, when going into space, reportedly spent millions developing and creating a pen that would write upside down and in zero gravity.
Of course. Yeah.
When faced with the same problem, the Russians used a pencil.
Oh my god.
See, I thought that this was a story that everyone knew.
I think I've heard it before, but like it's not something that stays in my brain.
Well, this might stay in your brain because it's actually all bollocks.
Oh no.
The zero gravity pen was developed by American industrialist and pen manufacturer Paul C. Fisher.
Right.
And was marketed as the only pen that could write in space, underwater, on wet and greasy paper, and at any angle.
All of those things at one time. Wow.
NASA and the Russian space program eventually adopted the pen because guess what happens when you have a pencil in space? You'll need to sharpen that pencil when it breaks.
Yes.
Splinters, bits of pencil, all floating about in billions of dollars worth of equipment in space.
That's fair. Hadn't thought of that.
Because, yeah.
That's fun. So how much do space pens retail for these days?
Do not have that information. Well, to be honest, I had the information. I googled about the story because I'd heard about the fact that they used a pencil and thought, hey, that's weird. Wouldn't that make loads of floaty mess? And then apparently, yes, it would make a load of floaty mess.
What was the guy's name?
I've just closed the thing.
Was it Fisher?
I think it was Fisher.
Yeah, so if you go to penheaven.co.uk, you can get space pens, 30 quid upwards, apparently. You get one that's 60 quid, it's titanium, space pen.
Yeah, I got rid of it, so yes, let's say his name was Fisher.
Not a sponsor, but nice. Space pen. That's cool.
It can write abusive messages to Nazis, even if the paper's covered in tango.
Can it right wrongs?
It could write songs.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And what make a world a better place? Am I right?
Not the music that I make. Absolutely not. So my last story. I have one more story, and then I have good news and a plug. Do you have? It's okay if you don't have good news or a plug, Ben. It's allowed.
I mean, I have little bits.
Okay, that'll do.
I have, but I didn't think of it.
Let me just write down time.
Looking at people who don't exist now.
That can be your plug.
Ooh, I've got a person who has glasses but also doesn't.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah. Like they've got glasses on the side of their face, but not over the actual eyes. That's quite a common one. It's really cool.
Would it if you were to masturbate to a picture of one of these people?
What was your question? What would it do? How would it be?
It'd be cool. Because like
I mean, as long as you're not just jacking it and hitting refresh, because then like a fake child might appear.
A hyper-realistic version of like, okay, I wasn't thinking that.
I did.
Like, Some people are into hentai and stuff.
That's true.
Cartoon porn.
Yes.
These images are computer generated. They are not real.
Yeah.
So is it just like...
I mean, can you just get off the picture of someone's face, whether or not they're real?
I don't know. I was... I don't
Okay.
know, maybe. Can you?
I guess I truly have not tried. I'm going to guess no.
But like... Because these are cartoons, but they're not cartoons. They're not drawn. What would you call these, I suppose, would have been a more sensible question to ask instead of talking about wanking.
Computer-generated images. Because they're not photos, but they're compiled from photos.
Okay. Well... I don't know where I was going to go with it. I was just asking questions.
Okay, so...
Question. Ask the questions. Look at this guy.
Look at that guy. That's a big old hat.
He's having a party that doesn't exist.
If my mother was a bike, she'd have wheels. This next story is Internet Robo Paintball Dog. This comes from the Daily Dot, brought to my attention through Discord via Fish D Cuffs. Thank you, Fish D Cuffs. Boston Dynamics have developed a robot dog called Spot, obviously. The kind of thing that police departments use to conduct dubiously ethical raids. A group called the MSCHF, Mischief, Millennials. Mischief have purchased one of these dogs and they've put it in an art gallery and will let internet users take control of it for 2 minutes at a time. Oh, and it has a paintball gun. Boston Dynamics have heard about this plan and they offered Mischief an additional 2 Spot dogs to not do the thing. And that was rejected. Boston Dynamics condemn any portrayal of their robots that promotes violence, so Lord knows how they'll react when they find out why the police have them. I imagine they'll stop selling them to the police. I would imagine.
I mean, they're not getting a lot of good press recently. If you want something to get... No.
Yeah.
Don't give stuff to the police.
Yeah. Basically. Well, I think they sell them to the police, and that's sort of how they make their money. Yeah. So this was in the news a few weeks ago. So I don't know if it's happened yet, but yeah, basically you can. I think you can sign up to be in the queue to take control of the dog, and you can just run around an art gallery. You control it via your web browser, and you can just run around and shoot stuff in an art gallery, basically.
So are these robots like the robots from that Black Mirror episode?
Yes. Yeah, it's alarmingly similar, but they're yellow.
And they can open doors.
I don't know.
I've seen ones that look like the ones from Black Mirror, and they open doors, and they're terrifying.
Yeah, I think it's them. But this one has a paintball gun.
Glad those things are.
Yeah, glad that's real. So that's my story of technology that will go wrong. And is in the process of going wrong. Thank you, Fishty Cuffs, for that one. I have good news. Do you have good news, Ben?
I have what I thought was good news until that last bit of technology that you had. And now I feel much like my chocolate chip cookies, which I thought was a nice little thing. Turns out, no. That went just to the dark places.
Yes.
I thought that it was in the news.
Hang on, I need to press the jingle. I was checking you had good news.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Didn't
yes,
want
of course.
Yet. Jingle.
Jingle.
Good news, everyone.
Do we wait for it?
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened. You can talk now. It's just awkward silence when we're like, What's
he doing? Yes. So, China. And Russia, the space programs of each of these nations are going to be popping a base on the moon.
Oh, dope! It's happening. It's finally happening.
Yeah, and they're doing a moon base.
Nice.
And It's going to be usable and accessible to other countries as well.
Cool.
It didn't say all other countries.
Just some.
It didn't specify which countries.
Okay.
I will assume at least China and Russia.
Yeah. It's going to be littler countries that don't have a space program yet, like, I don't know, Kazakhstan or Algeria. And I'm just assuming they don't have space programs. I'm sorry if they do.
Or it could just be for everyone, and they can be chill and not dicks about it. And everyone else can chill and not dicks about it.
Yeah.
Instead of going, no, I want that, let's bomb it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's not bomb the moon.
Yet.
I didn't think that that was a sentence that I would ever have to genuinely say with actual worry that politicians and army people, the white men in charge, will go, yeah, let's bomb the moon.
Have you
It's gonna
seen?
fucking happen, innit?
Have you seen the?
Don't do it.
I think it's either Space Force or SpaceX, and it's Steve Carell, as leading Space Force on Netflix. I think it was. Steve Carell leads the newly formed military wing of the American government in space. It's really fun. It's great. Raya has good news. She bought some cosplay elf ears for when she's feeling glum, and it works. Which is great. I love it. My good news comes from goodnewsnetwork.org, the source of all of your good news, network.org. The Empire State Building is now entirely powered by wind energy. Yeah.
Oh.
10 years
Donald Trump has gone there since losing the presidency.
No, I'm pretty sure he's in France by now. 10 years ago, the building had a huge retrofit that managed to cut down its energy use and emissions by 40%. So now it's in a position where it can be fully powered by renewable sources. If you're wondering what the Empire State Building does, it's mostly just offices. It has a few observation levels and is kind of a tourist attraction, but there's 85 floors of just offices. They've estimated that this has reduced carbon dioxide production by £450 million, which is the equivalent to 1 month of lighting every New York State household.
Jesus.
It's pretty good.
That is
pretty good. Yeah, that's
Right.
my good news.
I have been to the Empire State Building.
Have you
and
really?
I have been to the highest observation deck.
Cool.
It is quite surreal having to get that many lifts just in one building.
So you have to take more than one lift. You can't just get in one lift and go up.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
weird.
like 2 or 3 lifts.
Interesting. That's kind of fun.
I'm guessing because otherwise they'll just have a hole going all the way down the building.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I suppose for stability of at least the lift, it's not the best idea.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so then I guess if it breaks and you fall, like, they might be able to work it out. So if you fall from the top, you're less likely to just completely die.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just didn't have bits of string that long.
Or they didn't have string long enough. That's true.
But, do you know why it is or at least was the highest building?
As in why it was made so tall?
Yes.
Wasn't it so that airships could dock in it?
You're thinking of an episode of Doctor Who.
No, I'm thinking of something I read about why it has, like, a bit at the top that's kind of like a platform.
The bit at the top,
Yeah.
essentially what was happening is Chrysler Building
Yeah.
was set to be the tallest on the New York skyline.
Yeah.
And it was going to be. It was finished. It finished before the Empire State Building, which was, I don't know, the Empire State Building Company. That was their plan.
Yeah.
For little did the Chrysler Building know that being carried up the inside of the Empire State Building was the antenna.
Ha ha ha.
Do you know what that antenna does?
Makes it slightly taller.
It makes it taller than the Chrysler Building and nothing else.
That's incredible.
That was the entire purpose.
That's amazing. Yeah, you got to win somehow, you know?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I have a really small plug to end
please,
on.
plug things.
A really silly one, but like has actually been massively helpful the last few weeks when I've kind of hated my job and everything about life a little bit. Bob's Burgers. It's really, really good. It's just really good.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all there is to it. Bob's Burgers is really good. Go watch Bob's Burgers. Really super watchable. The first few episodes, I think like the first series is a little tonally different to the rest of the series. I think some of the first series is slightly improvised. So if you find that you watch it and actually it's not quite right, skip the first season. Yeah, I hadn't realized how different it was before like going straight back to the start. But yeah, like I love Bob's Burgers. Really wholesome, really fun adult cartoon without just being gross. Yeah, like mad funny in places as well. Laura thinks that I'm Gene Belcher. So
I've not seen much Bob's Burgers, I'll be honest with you.
I would do it. Go do it.
Okay.
I know how positively you respond to being told to go watch things.
I mean, I think I've found out why that is.
Is it because people are wrong and they don't know you?
It's genuinely I think it's genuinely because, and this is something that I'm now going to try to stop myself doing. When someone tells you something's really good, you've already put it up on a pedestal, so their expectations are already at that level. So even if it is really good, that's what you expected.
Sure, okay.
So there's no joy of it being really good. And if it isn't as good, it's not as good as you expected.
That's interesting. Because there is something about people where we like to be the person that discovered a thing and we like telling people about it, which is why people always tell you to watch things, because they like being the person that introduced you to a thing.
Sure.
And I think that's the same in my experience when you watch something and it's better than you expect it to be, you sort of have that joy of being surprised in that way. So I think you're absolutely right. I think if you have a high expectation of something and it meets it or is any lower, you are disappointed. So that,
or at least you don't have the serotonin. You don't have the yay.
Exactly. So maybe that's a good point for anyone who does often recommend things to other people, is to not big it up too much, but just say, I like this thing, I like it because of these aspects, I think you might enjoy it, rather than, it's the best thing you'll ever see. Yeah. Because the latter series of Archer are not that good. Really? I think that was our show.
I think it was.
Good stuff.
Hey, look, it's 15:15. Isn't that fun?
Mine's 15:14. So.
Oh, now mine's 15:16.
Still 15:14. So one of us is wrong. It averages out to 15:15. So that's fine. Now it's 15:15.
My clock's wrong.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for watching the show, people. Thank you if you were leaving comments.
Babies.
If you were watching but not leaving comments, that's also fine. And thank you for listening to the podcast if that happens to be what you're doing. The podcast. I need to do the thing at the end because we don't have an outro anymore, Ben. We just have a script.
What?
Yeah, Ben knows this. Ben, where can people find you on the internet, should they want to?
You can find me on Instagram at Spike Pierson, Pierson. That's pretty much where I am. You can also find us. We stream on Twitch. Like, I think it would now work out as we will be doing it most days of the week.
Yeah.
Not together. Not always the same thing.
It's okay. That Livestream is on the list. Don't worry about it. We'll get there.
Oh, it's on the list. All right.
It goes the guest social, but there isn't a ghost. Okay.
You find me on the internet on social media.
I'm
using Liam's logic. I'm using Liam's logic as he does with the train ticket machines. It's your job to find out where I am.
Yeah, but we want them to find us.
It's not my job.
It literally is.
It's not my job.
Okay. I'm at LT Guitarist most places. Twitter is where I spend most of my time. You can follow me if you like music stuff or if you just like the Karamad jib. You can find more of the conversation. You can find more of the Conversation Hat on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok of all places at Convo Hat Podcast on all of those things. We are live streaming more. That's vague. Twitch, which you might be watching now, at Convo Hat Podcast. YouTube haven't given us a URL yet because they suck. But do give us a follow, whichever of those is your...
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we need... we just need more followers and more views on YouTube. That's all it is. Our Discord is a cool place to hang out. Go find our Discord. We post links on Twitter quite often. There will have been a link in the live stream chat at some point as well. Go do that. Thanks to our Patreon supporters who've helped us develop the show over the years. Hey. Patrons get early access to episodes and one exclusive single question mini episode every time we have a guest, which is lovely.
There they are.
Hello, I see you.
That's for the patrons. I was waving at them.
There's also merch. Go get the merch. There might be mayonnaise related merch sometime soon.
Hey, it's lockdown. You need maybe you're spending a lot of time in your pajamas. Be comfy.
Yeah.
Be comfy. Do you know what's comfy? A bed is comfy. And do you know what Ben loves? I love bed.
Ben loves bed. You know what else?
You should get yourself a t-shirt that says I love bed.
The world is opening up a little bit. And thing number one, if you're having to go outside a little more often, your old clothes might not fit. So you got to buy new clothes. Yeah?
I need to do that. I hate it when that happens.
Buy new clothes. Thing number two, you're outside and you want to remind people that you don't want to be there. I like bed. I like bed.
You
can just leave. You can buy stickers that say I like bed and put them on your bed so the bed knows.
So the bed knows?
Otherwise, how will the bed know?
Yes, right. We will also try and start getting We'll start working on a Mayo.
We'll look at the Mayo thing.
We'll look into that.
We've just unlocked an achievement by having 100 messages in Restream chat today. So thanks for that. It happened when Raya said Mayo and separate comment and Mayo. The and Mayo made Restream go ba-bum, and I'm like, thanks. Right. See you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.
I'm going back.
Bye-bye.
And I'm back. Hang on. There we are. How does it feel to be spooky, Si?
Very.
Intro, Ben and Liam with Conversation Hat unboxing this game /magic /describe /do.
No, that means a change in... Never mind.
So what's the first bit then? The first bit, before the introduction, we're going to say you can get super loot.
That's for the end.
That's for the end. So why is it first?
Because I wrote it down first. Do you want to say it?
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, man, rubbing nipples is amazing.
I mean, at least you own it, I guess.